Hey everyone, Bob here again. Our lesson for today is about analyzing data with topics on working with scenarios. Excel Scenario Manager allows you to see how changing one or more values in a worksheet will affect other values. In this way, you can perform what if analysis to see what would happen under different circumstances. A worksheet is displayed that has been set up to calculate Bob's store profit for the upcoming year. Let's use the scenario manager to evaluate three possible profit outcomes based on different estimates of costs and revenues. On the projected income expense statement worksheet, net income is calculated by a formula that subtracts the cost of goods sold from sales revenue. Expenses are the sum of real estate, labor, and administration costs, and profit is the difference between income and expenses. Real estate, labor, and administration costs are known in advance. Purchase expense and sales revenue can be estimated within a certain range. Bob Store estimates that the cost of goods sold during the upcoming year will be between $340,000 and $380,000, and that revenue from sales will be between $590,000 and $710,000. So let's create scenarios to calculate best case and worst case estimates of the store's profit or loss. So I'm going to click the data tab here in the ribbon and then click the what if analysis under the data tools group and then click scenario manager. Here's the scenario manager. To create a scenario, access the add scenario dialog box and click the add button right here. And then let's name the scenario worst case and use the low estimate for sales revenue and the high estimate for cost of goods sold. So I'm going to type the worst case and then I'm going to press tab. So you will want to change the values in the cells that will contain estimates of sales revenue and cost of goods sold. So we're going to select those cells now. I'm going to I'm going to click the B3 and then shift click B4. All right. Then click OK button. Right. So we're going to enter the low estimate for sales revenue and the high estimate for cost of goods sold. Then prepare to add another scenario. So under the B3 for total revenue from sales, we're going to type 590,000. Press tab. And then under the B4 total cost of goods sold, we're going to type 380,000. Okay. Then uh, we're going to click the add button right here. Click the add button. And then we're going to name this best case. All right. Then press tab. Okay. Same thing. We're going to type okay. We're going to click OK first. Okay. Click OK. Then we're going to type okay, the best case scenario will use the high estimate for sales revenue and low estimates for cost of goods sold. So we're gonna type here the figures that I have mentioned to you earlier, which is 710,000. Press tab, and then the next figure would be 340,000, which also I have also mentioned earlier. Okay, that's 340,000. Okay, then click OK button. Click OK button here. Okay, now we have the worst case, two scenarios, worst case and best case scenarios. Okay, all right. So um, the scenario manager displays with the scenarios. I've just created listed in the scenario list box. So to display one of the scenarios, I'm gonna select it from the scenario list box and click the show button. So let's display the worst case scenario, this one, worst case scenario. Then show button. Click show button here, right here, in the bottom. Okay. So we're showing here the 590,000, 380,000, 200. So it's not giving us profit. It's a negative 40,000. So this is the problem that we have when you're showing the worst case scenario. Okay. So the scenario analysis show that if Bob Store worst case estimates hold true, then they will lose approximately $40,000 next year. So now we're going to display the best case scenario, this one. Then click show button here, right here. So if the best case scenario holds true, Bob Store will realize a profit of approximately 120,000, or to be exact, 119,600. Now let's add a summary report of the scenario analysis to the workbook. So you already know the idea. Okay, the worst case is the bad is bad case. The best case is a good case, right? Okay, at this time, uh, we're gonna now let's add summary report of the scenario analysis to the workbook. Then we're just going to click the summary button right here. The last one, the last button. Okay. So Excel can create an interactive scenario summary report or a pivot table report. So let's skip the default and create the scenario summary and just click the OK button right here at the bottom. I'm going to make it bigger so that you will see, make it larger. All right. So here's the summary report with cost, revenue, and profit figures for each scenario. Notice the show detail and hide detail buttons in the top and left margins that are similar to those found on pivot tables. These scenarios can help Bob Store make decisions about next year's business strategy. So when the workbook is saved and closed, the scenario summary report will also be saved and can be accessed at any time by clicking the scenario summary tab. So that's all I got for you today in this lesson. I hope you like this. And if you do, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified of my new upcoming uploads. And also like, click the like if you like it, or up both. And thank you for watching.